Yeah, I was just speaking to some young girls, and I was trying to get them to understand like the feeling I have when I read certain words.
Yeah.
And it's similar to like when you're in church and you hear a song or you hear like a scripture and you just feel like goosebumps.
Yeah.
Or like you're at a concert and you just hear
Yeah.
like someone hit some note and you're like,
You're
oh
like, ah.
yes. It's just
Yeah.
like when you feel that feeling,
Yeah.
that is like spirit. That
It's
is
true.
creativity. That
Yeah.
is like, so you need to be in tune with your own mind and body to like know when you are witnessing or feeling something that moves you.
Yeah.
That is like when you can channel into like your greatness and discover new things and have new ideas. Don't ignore that feeling. Because so
Yeah.
often we're taught to ignore that.
To ignore it.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm really trying to figure out how to hold on to that.
Yes.
It feels like we live in a world where that's increasingly harder to do.
Yes, absolutely. Because we have to
Yeah.
constantly like survive and
Yeah.
we're looking at things politically, we're looking at the economics of things, we're just
Yeah.
looking at like to live, it requires so much of output and so much energy.
Yeah.
And that like takes away from the creativity you could have
It's
because
true.
you're just trying to like get through the day. But if we're intentional and I don't know, just want to say if we can like slow everything
If we can
down.
slow it down,
Yeah.
or have more like your book club, and having
Yeah.
that is like, I can't even describe it, but it's such a beautiful example
Thank
for the
you.
rest of us, especially at this time in
Yeah.
history.
Oh yeah.
Like, we actually have to move back to having spaces outside of like the four walls of our classrooms, the four
Yeah.
walls of where we work, or
Yeah. More
you know,
third spaces.
more spaces. Like, I have a good friend who calls things like hush harbors. Like,
Oh,
he's
I
like,
love
you know how like
that.
people would go during like when
Yeah.
they were enslaved, and they would go into like these
Yeah.
quiet places and have like these hush harbors where they
Yeah.
just shared like who they really were
Yep.
and all the things. Like,
Yeah.
we have to have more of those
I
spaces
love that.
without having people buy into it. It's like, I don't need Bumble to
Right.
sponsor this damn talk. You
Right,
want to
right.
be here talking. And
Yes.
if you wanted to be on Bumble, now everybody's going to be in a weird,
I know.
that has been something I've been thinking about so tough. Like, how do we lean into who we are and our full creativity and
Yeah.
our soul, all the things. And
Yeah.
like, you were one of the first,
Yeah.
clearly we are just getting here.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we've had people before, so many people before of us
Yes.
who have done these things
Oh,
and done these study groups,
absolutely.
but you were one of the first, and now I see a good amount of them, but you were one of the first that I saw to pop off with that. Like,
Yes.
and I was like, what is this? Like, it's a book club. And then everyone was inspired in their own spaces to
But
try
isn't
and
it
figure
wild
that
though?
out.
It's because it's really it's a book club.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. It's opening
Yeah.
up a book and being in conversation with one another, whether
Yeah.
we're doing that in person or virtually. Like that is just like an endless supply of just connection
Yeah.
and like love and that's the book club is where we've become closer friends.
Yeah.
We've become sisters.
Yeah.
We've encouraged each other to write. I'm always like, "Where's your book?"
I know. Go if you have to
Like,
about
because
this book one more time.
because I listen.
You're like, where's this damn?
Listen, because we can like we can cite each other.
Yeah,
We can
it's
just
true.
like give each other the nourishment that we need.
Yeah.
And it's a book club. It doesn't have to be anything more grandiose than that. It could be a book club, and like we
Yeah.
could just be there for one another.
Yeah.
And I'm even though things get complicated and there's more things to do, there's festivals, there's books, it just goes back to the page. It's like, where can we just sit around and talk about the book?
And talk about the book.
That's it.
We need it.
We need it.
I literally, do you follow Imani's?
Oh, I follow everything Imani
the
Perry
52 curate.
Yes,
Listen.
yes, everything.
Imani eats on there.
Yes, she is brilliant.
And she's like, if I spell something wrong, whatever, this is my little.
Right. It's my
And
part of
like,
the internet.
the fact that this is like your little like offside thing that is
Yes.
so immaculate is really insane.
Oh, I know. 'Cause I couldn't.
But she was literally talking about her last one was about teaching
Yeah.
and basically how being a teacher right now just doesn't feel like it's
I
it.
know.
It's
Yeah.
hard. Like,
Yeah.
as somebody who's also in the education realm and all the things, it's just a hard
Does it feel
time.
like, is this like draining or just
It's
like
it's draining. It's so many of the things that our people specifically and Black education put here, people
Yeah.
are actively trying to move.
yeah.
And that's like at the local level too. Like,
Yeah.
people kind of like see Trump and think, or think
I
it's
know.
just that, or Project 25 and 2025 and think it's just that. But it really is like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
like it's like local.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
kind of not fun. you know?
Yeah.
And then she was talking about like actually the way that she began to really like not learn, but get excited about learning
Yeah.
was that when she was in high school, someone hosted something like at their house.
Oh, that's so nice.
And they would learn about like Black history and all the things at the
Yeah.
house. And I was like, that's right, the house.
Yeah, the house.
You know,
No,
the home. Like now we want to rent out a space.
No,
We want to do it, you know, do all the things.
It's just like invite
make it
people
a
to your
whole thing. It's
house.
just invite people to your
and
house
have a book club
and have a book
and
club
start talking
and start talking.
Yes.
It feels so like
it feels revolutionary, but we forget how simple it could be.
I think it's because we also want to gram everything.
Yeah, because we want to make it
we want to make it a thing. We want to tag 1,000 people to the thing.
And it's like, no, just do it
just
quietly.
Do it. Just do it quietly. We need to do shit quietly again.
I will tell you.
We need to bring back quietly.
Bring back quiet.
That's a revolution. It's loud as shit. Bring back quietly.
Quiet season. Well, I might borrow Hush Harbor. I like
it's
that.
So good.
I like this idea of like quiet, intentional, just loving upon one another and trying to find ways to connect.
Yeah.
Because that's all it really is.
It's true.
Like making sure that you can be vulnerable enough to tell your story, to learn from someone else, to get guidance. Yeah. And I think the best, I'm not gonna say projects, but like creative endeavors come from that. Like when it comes from a very authentic place. It's just like, I want this because I'm craving something I desire, some kind of change in my psyche, in my physical environment, and like who I'm trying to become. Yeah. And you also want that, and we're trying to do it together.
Yeah. It's something interesting about like how you can put something into the ethos and it spread. Like when I was reading your book, I was like, oh, how did I miss? I know that I've read it before because you've written about it before, but I was like, how did I miss this? Like that your shirt was like what popped off the whole thing. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like Black Women for Grown-Ups was the same thing. It was like literally a shirt and then just like
the conversation
became everything, you know? And I was just like, oh, this is like,
there's something there.
Something there. Yeah. You know, like something about I always say it really is like what we see, what's on TV, I don't really watch TV, but like people are watching it. You know, when you go into the bookstore and there's something on the screen, what is it? You know, like these are the things that are just, you know.
I'll also say, I feel this kinship with you is our names. Because I think there's something like really powerful about having a unique name and being very proud of it. And like we're both very proud of our names and how we like show up. And so it allows us to like be bold in every situation. You know, I don't think it's a coincidence that we both like decided to use clothing as a next form of expression and allow people to read it and like identify it. Yeah. Like it's something unique, but I really feel like it's also like both our fathers are just very prominent in our lives and like made us feel proud of who we are. You know?
It's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love that too. Because I love your name. And I growing up, I loved my name too. People would have like their own ideas of what it meant,
how you got it,
you know.
And you're like, my daddy.
Exactly. I would say that. Like, my dad named you, you know, and it just is like when you are nurtured very young to like feel proud of who you are and like and then the name is so powerful. You know what I mean? It's true. Just like that gives you another self-worth, self-confidence, just a way of moving through the world where you're proud.
Yeah, it's true.